I'm going to have to pick up with the Oregon argument and say, well, it is absolute garbage that Boise State is ranked 5th in the nation. If Oregon has that quality win over Cal, they beat Purdue, they've got some good wins under their belt, and their only loss is to the number of, granted it's garbage, the number 5 team in the nation, how are they only 25th?
Yeah.
I agree with you there. I agree with you on all of those fronts. Boise State, as you mentioned, better start slipping back because of that weak schedule. They play University of California, Davis this week. A team like Boise State should not be scheduling 1AA teams. They should be scheduling every single one of their non-conference games against at least a middle-of-the-road BCS team.
You look at a team like Houston. They've played Texas Tech. Houston's also played Oklahoma State, and they got Mississippi State coming up. That's pretty tough scheduling on Houston's part. We can keep going on with the other teams that do that too.
Houston absolutely belongs where Boise State is and vice versa. Boise State has done absolutely nothing to deserve a number 5 ranking. Maybe a top 15 ranking. I mean, I could live with that. Top 5, garbage. Top 10, marginal. TCU also, big win at Clemson last week. I think right now they're where 10, top 10,
and that's fair for me.
And that's fair. That's fine. I'll allow that. I still tell you they're my team that's going to get into the BCS.
I mean, you guys basically said everything I would say. I agree completely. I don't have a lot to add. I do think there should be preseason rankings, and I like that we have these rankings. But I'm with you. This year's very volatile. It's not always like this. But I agree with you completely. The points you made are very valid, and I think most people would agree with you completely.
And normally I've liked preseason rankings because I think they're fun for the fans. And they're fun, you know, it's fun to see 2 ranked teams early in the season playing each other. But recently just noticing the fact that if you're ranked lower, it hurts you. And the fact that what's going on in the coaches poll right now, the fact is that these voters aren't very fluid. It's not very fluid, the rankings. It seems like these teams that are ranked early stay high. Even if they lose, they're still ranked pretty high. And then these teams that are good, like Iowa, they have to fight to get back up into the rankings. I mean, but
we haven't lost. We dropped out of the rankings without a loss.
Yeah, exactly.
And it took us to beat Penn State, and the coaches thought that only deserved us to get to that far.
And we're talking before the show. The computers love us. So there's 2 computers in the BCS that have us ranked number 1. Saragan has us ranked number 5 on their computers. And also, before we move on to this weekend's game versus Arkansas State, Kansas is also ranked ahead of us. Who has Kansas played? Nobody. Duke. Southern Miss is a decent team, but come on. And then a 1AA team.
A touchdown, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, eventually it all play out.
We played one of the best FCS teams in the nation.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a little cute, interstate rivalry thing we cooked up in a kettle and almost blew for ourselves. It was a quality team. And the numbers that Pat Grace has been putting up and you and I has been putting up, that can only help our case. And Iowa State, 3-1. You mentioned on the show the other day that every team we've played, their only loss is to Iowa. So we've played a bunch of teams with winning records.
Exactly. But I do want to mention the rankings will work themselves out. If we just keep winning, I don't want the team to worry about the rankings or Coach Ferentz. I mean, this is for us fans to worry about. Right. But eventually, I think it'll play themselves out, especially if we beat Michigan, we beat Arkansas State. I think it'll play themselves out. And speaking of Arkansas State, this weekend at Kinnick, the 1-2 Arkansas State Red Wolves?
Yes.
Okay. I should have done my homework on that.
Formerly the Indians.
Formerly the Indians. They come to Kinnick. They've lost to Troy and Nebraska, but yet last year they went to Texas A&M and Kyle Field and beat the Aggies. Mike, we'll start with you. Give me your keys to the game, and let's break down Arkansas State.
Well, Arkansas State on both sides of the ball is starting all juniors and seniors, so they clearly have experience. Their running back, Reggie Arnold, has rushed for over 1,000 yards in his first 3 seasons there, and he's looking like he's on the track to go there again. Last week against Troy, he only had 70 yards rushing. So if Troy's defense can hold him down, you would presume that the Hawkeyes could hold him down after what we did to Evan Royster. Keys for the Hawks is just not to go in cocky and overconfident. Just go in, execute like we have all year, play a strong football game, grow as a team, continue to play as a team. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Adam Robinson and Brandon Wager. Get them in there. Get Sandeman and more of these guys in there to make catches. Cheney. Continue to get people involved. This is a great game where we can put some other guys in who maybe don't see the field as much and get them some quality game experience and still hopefully come out with a win. So I see the Hawks winning the game. My score total is going to be 38 to 3. I think Arkansas State will get a cheap field goal. I think the Hawks are going to come out and execute. They're not going to have a letdown weekend. But the key for me is not one player. It's just the team as a whole, not being overconfident and executing like we have in the first couple weeks of the season.
Jordan.
I think Mike brought up some valid points with Arkansas State's running back. And also, you know, I think the Arkansas State politically correct canines are going to be coming into Kinnick Stadium expecting that they're going to have a chance to shock the world. They're going to be fired up. The fact that they're playing a team that just won the ABC National Game of the Week, that's got them fired up. You know, you might see them come fired up out of the tunnel like Western Michigan did a few years ago. Might put some bad memories in the back of every Hawkeye fan's minds for a few seconds. And then we're all going to take the field and play some football. And I think that Iowa, we had no problem with a decent Sun Belt team last year. We're not going to have, that was Florida International. We're not going to have much of a problem with the Arkansas State Red Wolves this weekend, another Sun Belt team. Prediction, like I said, I hate throwing them out there. I think we'll take it. Maybe I'll throw like a 34-10. They might bust a big play just because they are a very fast team. Playing on that turf may give them a slight advantage if they bust a big play. It'll be a big play. I don't think they'll string together a long scoring drive for a touchdown on Iowa.
Yeah, I agree with all of you what you said, and you know, us Iowa fans, we don't get a lot of chances to watch a team like Arkansas State, so I can't really give you a detailed breakdown of Arkansas State. But I will say this: I agree, they are going to come in fired up, especially losing to Nebraska, losing to Troy. I mean, they're going to really want to win this game. We're talking about Western Michigan, and yeah, it's valid to bring that up because, I mean, that was a game where, I mean, is at the end of the season, Western Michigan had 3 wins, and they came in and shocked us. But I think this team is veteran. At least Iowa's veteran. I guess Arkansas State's veteran too. But Iowa's veteran, their experience, and what they did last week, I have all the confidence in the world. This is going to be a business game. We'll take care of business. And if we just score on them early, just take any sense of confidence that they have out of their game plan, I think I'm going to say for a final score, even though it's kind of useless, 38-10. I think late in the game, Arkansas State may put up a touchdown. They may get a field goal early, I think. But I really like Iowa in this game. And should set up, hopefully, if we win, should be setting up a very interesting game the week after when Michigan comes into Kinnick, especially if Michigan can defeat Michigan State this weekend. Quickly, do y'all got Michigan beating Michigan State this weekend?
I'll be pulling hard for Rich Rod, and I really don't do that too often.
I think Michigan wins the game in a very close physical battle in East Lansing.
So hopefully, I guess we maybe can't say anything yet, but it should set up for a very interesting game. If Iowa's lucky enough to pull it off, hopefully undefeated Iowa, undefeated Michigan, and we'll break that game down next week. You got any comments for us? Our email address is uiowaist@gmail.com, and our YouTube page is uiowaist. We'll try to get as many old episodes up as we can. We got a couple on there right now. We'll keep adding to that as the weeks go on. So for Mike Rabon, Jordan Loperena, I'm Alex Solsma. Good night and go Hawks.
No, well, I look like a jackass. It's all right. I'll just not do that anymore.
Okay. Let's start it up here. Stop me up. Stop me up. Okay.